What's up, guys? So in this video I want to kind of take a look and give you guys an insight into the second biggest gotcha when trying to build a side hustle, right? This will help you build your own product based side hustle. So I mentioned in a prior video that the biggest gotcha that I see when people are out there trying to build a side hustle is that or any kind of business as a beginner is a lack of marketing skills, and that this really applies to probably most people because few of us come from marketing as a background. Like myself, when I started going into the game of business, I came from software development, so I knew like next to nothing about sales and marketing. And that really was a big problem for me. I really had to learn like what is marketing in the first place, right? So a lack of marketing is really gonna hold you back, and you need to educate yourself. Like I have said before, it's actually a good idea to go and do an entire MBA if you wanna speed up really quickly in your business, because you're gonna learn skills in a short 1 or 2 years that might otherwise take you 20 or 30 years to learn if you're lucky enough to ever learn them. Uh, so an MBA, in my view, is a really good program to actually educate yourself and learn the skills you need to be successful in business. Now let's talk about this second gotcha, all right? The second big problem that's gonna hold you back when trying to do a side hustle, and that holds back a lot of people. And the problem is really that a lot of people want to build service-based businesses without actually having the business background to be able to make it work. A service business, contrary to expectation, is not the easiest business that you can do. It's easier to scale something where you're selling a product, because with the product, it's not dependent on your time. When you get a new customer, you can just ship them the product, or give them access to the product if it's an online course and information product, or if it's a software as a service. But with a service business, whenever you get a new client, you have to do a whole bunch of manual work. And this is where it's gonna trip up the typical beginner, because the typical beginner is gonna get so overwhelmed with the client demands upon their time that now they stop marketing, they stop selling, and the business stops growing. And when they lose that client for that service, then the business is now back to zero, and the beginner has to start over again from scratch. So be really careful if you're gonna go and do a service business model. Like, it's really tricky. The easier part, if you're a beginner, a complete beginner, is to build what I call a product-based side hustle rather than a service-based side hustle. This is not to say that services don't work. Services definitely do work. But it requires a little bit more advanced skill. If you're a complete beginner, I recommend something like drop shipping, e-commerce, even info products. But remember what I've also said on this channel about the easiest way for a beginner to get into business, and that's to build a personal brand. Because the process of building a personal brand, whilst it takes a long time, is gonna teach you pretty much all the fundamentals of building a successful business. Like, you're gonna have a really good foundation, and it won't actually turn you off doing business because you do it in the correct way. So be aware of these gotchas, be aware of the particular problems that are out there. And if you need more resources to help you with building your own product-based side hustle, then check out the product side hustle link. The link to that will be in the description.